I knew there were going to be serious repercussions when Harry and Meghan left the family and became fully self-funding. And they decided and chose not to have anything to do with taxpayers' money. And in fact, when they left, they were asked to pay back the cost of renovations on a cottage that they barely lived in. And to their shock and horror, Harry and Meghan paid everything in one go, despite the other side offering a payment plan, because Harry and Meghan knew that it was going to be used as a stick to beat them with. There was another reason why they also asked Harry and Meghan to pay back the money, and that was because they wanted Harry and Meghan to start their life, their new life, in poverty, because they often use money to control people. So despite all that, every year, the British taxpayer were quietly subsidizing a man who didn't even hold a public role anymore. So Prince Andrew's Royal Lodge apparently costs around £600,000 to maintain.
You know what they say? When the truth finally walks into the room, lies start running for cover. And that's exactly what happened when Elizabeth Solaru dropped her truth bomb on the British royal family. She said it plain and simple. The firm has been incandescent with rage at Harry and Meghan, while quietly rolling out velvet carpets for Prince Andrew. And as for William? Oh, we're going to talk about that golden boy image. Because, darling, that shine's been polished by centuries of privilege. Not perfection. So grab your tea, because this isn't your regular royal gossip session. This is receipts, reality, and royal hypocrisy laid bare. Let's start with Elizabeth's first point: how Harry and Meghan were thrown under the royal bus. When Meghan joined the family, the palace PR machine had a golden opportunity. A biracial, modern, humanitarian duchess ready to breathe new life into that aging institution. Instead of embracing her, they weaponized her. Behind palace walls, it became Operation Control Meghan. And when she and Harry said, "We need space to protect our mental health," the tabloids, fed by royal insiders, unleashed all-out war. From headlines calling her Duchess difficult to whispers about staff quitting, it was a smear campaign dressed up as royal reporting. And when Harry dared to say enough, suddenly he became the ungrateful prince. Let's be real. When the palace needed a distraction from Prince Andrew's Epstein scandal, who did they throw to the wolves? You guessed it, the Sussexes. Right before Andrew's BBC disaster interview, Meghan was accused of bullying staff. Perfect timing, right? A little PR switcheroo. As Elizabeth Solaru said, when Meghan speaks, it's drama. When William sheds a tear, it's bravery. The hypocrisy is deafening. Now let's talk about Prince Andrew, the royal they will protect until the bitter end. This man was stripped of his titles after his catastrophic Newsnight interview. Yet somehow he's still living in Royal Lodge, still being bankrolled, still quietly protected. Fast forward to 2025, he finally announces he'll stop using his royal titles, but not because the palace demanded accountability. No, because he's become a distraction to the king. A distraction? The man settled a sexual assault lawsuit with Virginia Giuffre, yet he's treated like a misunderstood uncle at the family barbecue. Meanwhile, Meghan was crucified for holding Harry's hand at a royal event. Let that sink in. The palace had all the energy in the world to debate who curtsied to whom, but none for holding a man accused of predatory behaviour to account. And when the scandal broke, what did they do? They circled the wagons. The Queen personally funded his legal team. Charles kept him close. William said little, but Harry and Meghan, They were out. Titles gone, patronages gone, protection gone. Elizabeth Solaru nailed it. The firm doesn't protect what's right. It protects what's convenient. Now, here's where it gets spicy. The media keeps telling us Prince William is the saviour of the monarchy. But what they don't tell you is how carefully that image is constructed, often at Meghan and Harry's expense. Every time William needs a PR boost, magically a negative Sussex story drops. Coincidence? I think not. There are entire comms teams whose job is to make William the relatable heir, the man who loves football, hugs children, and talks mental health. But the moment Meghan talks about her mental health, she's playing victim. When William shares tears, he's brave. When Meghan shares hers, she's unstable. Same emotions, two narratives. That's not journalism, that's propaganda. And now reports say, under William's reign, Archie and Lilibet will have no royal roles. Let's call that what it is, punishment disguised as protocol. Elizabeth Solaru said it best. William's power is built on Harry and Meghan's humiliation. Here's the truth that makes the palace sweat. Harry and Meghan exposed the monarchy's ugliest secret, that it's not about duty or family, it's about control. They weren't angry because the Sussexes left. They were angry because the Sussexes survived. They found independence, purpose, and global relevance without royal approval. That terrifies the firm, because if people see that a royal can thrive outside the institution, what happens to the illusion that the crown gives life meaning? Harry and Meghan became the proof that you can walk away from the golden cage and still shine. And that's why the attacks continue. They're not just punishing Meghan, they're warning anyone else who dares to defy them. The palace's reaction to Harry and Meghan's exit was about control, not protocol. For centuries, the monarchy controlled every aspect of its members' lives. By leaving, Harry and Meghan broke that control, telling their own story. Their openness challenged the institution's monopoly on the narrative. Their success outside the monarchy undermined the idea that relevance depends on royal status. The palace's anger was the frustration of lost authority. Harry and Meghan's freedom became a living critique of the system. Every project they launched highlighted the potential the monarchy cast aside. They didn't just leave the family, they escaped the system, and the system could not forgive them for it. In a world of polished images, authenticity stands out. Harry and Meghan chose mental health and personal truth over tradition. Their journey resonates with anyone who's felt trapped by expectation. They showed it's okay to set boundaries and walk away from harm, no matter the prestige. Their openness about struggles helped destigmatize mental health globally. Vulnerability became their strength, forging a genuine public connection. Their legacy is not in titles, but in the traditions they challenged. They proved you can respect the past without being imprisoned by it. Choosing authenticity over tradition is an act of self-respect. Their story inspires us all to value truth over protocol. History remembers, and over time, truth prevails. The monarchy's attempts to control the narrative are ultimately futile. The double standards and cruelty shown to Harry and Meghan are now part of royal history. The institution faces a choice: retreat into denial or embrace change. Harry and Meghan have already found victory in living authentically. Their story endures as a saga of love, courage, and truth. The most powerful crown is integrity, not tradition. The headlines will fade, but the truth remains. As Elizabeth Solaru highlighted, authenticity is more powerful than any tradition. So let them rage, let them plot. Harry and Meghan are still winning because authenticity can't be dethroned.